Have you ever looked at a slice of sweet, juicy cantaloupe and wondered, is cantaloupe good for diabetics, or is it secretly raising your blood sugar? Many people living with diabetes feel confused about fruit. On one hand, fruits are natural and packed with vitamins. But on the other hand, they contain natural sugars that can affect blood glucose levels. Cantaloupe is one of the most popular fruits around the world. Its refreshing taste, bright orange color, and high water content make it a favorite in fruit salads, smoothies, and healthy snacks. But here's the big question. Can someone with diabetes safely enjoy cantaloupe? Some people avoid it completely because they believe all sweet fruits are dangerous. Others eat it freely without realizing the impact it might have on their blood sugar. So, what is the truth? In this video, we're going to explore who can eat cantaloupe, how it affects blood sugar when it's safe to eat, and how much is considered a healthy portion. If you or someone you love is managing diabetes, this information could change the way you think about fruit forever. Let's start by understanding what actually happens when you eat cantaloupe. Before answering whether cantaloupe is good for diabetics, we need to understand what this fruit actually contains. Cantaloupe is a type of melon that belongs to the Cucurbitaceae family, the same group as cucumbers and pumpkins. It's well known for its sweet taste, soft texture, and high water content, which makes it extremely refreshing. But cantaloupe isn't just delicious, it's also surprisingly nutritious. A single serving of cantaloupe provides vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, and antioxidants that support immune health, skin health, and hydration. Because it contains about 90% water, cantaloupe is also a great fruit for staying hydrated, especially in warm climates. However, the reason many people with diabetes hesitate to eat cantaloupe is because it contains natural fruit sugar called fructose. Even though this sugar is natural, it still affects blood glucose levels. So the key question becomes, how much sugar does cantaloupe contain, and how does it affect blood sugar for people with diabetes? To answer that, we need to look at something called the glycemic index. Now let's talk about the most important question. How does cantaloupe affect blood sugar? When someone eats cantaloupe, the natural carbohydrates in the fruit are broken down into glucose. That glucose then enters the bloodstream. For people without diabetes, the body releases insulin to move that glucose into the cells for energy. But for people with diabetes, this process doesn't always work efficiently. Either the body doesn't produce enough insulin or the cells become resistant to insulin. This is why foods that contain carbohydrates, including fruit, can influence blood sugar levels. Cantaloupe has a moderate glycemic index, meaning it can raise blood sugar faster than some fruits like berries, but slower than high-sugar snacks like candy or soda. However, the total impact depends on portion size and what foods are eaten with it. Eating a small portion of cantaloupe alongside protein or fiber can slow down the absorption of sugar. So the real question isn't just, is cantaloupe good for diabetics? It's how much you eat and how you combine it with other foods. To better understand whether cantaloupe is good for diabetics, we need to talk about something called the glycemic index, or GI. The glycemic index measures how quickly a food raises blood sugar levels after eating. Foods are usually categorized into three groups: low GI, moderate GI, and high GI. Cantaloupe generally falls into the moderate glycemic index category, with a GI around 65. That means it can raise blood sugar faster than some fruits like apples or berries, but slower than foods like white bread or sugary desserts. However, there's another factor that matters just as much as the glycemic index: glycemic load. Glycemic load considers both the GI of a food and the amount of carbohydrates in a typical serving. Because cantaloupe contains a lot of water and relatively moderate carbohydrates, its glycemic load per serving is actually quite reasonable. This means that when eaten in controlled portions, cantaloupe may still fit into a balanced diet for people managing diabetes. But portion control is the key. Even healthy foods can affect blood sugar if eaten in large amounts. So when asking, is cantaloupe good for diabetics, the real answer often comes down to portion size. For most people managing diabetes, a reasonable portion of cantaloupe is about 1 cup of diced fruit, which contains roughly 12 to 15 grams of carbohydrates. This portion size is generally considered moderate and can often fit within a balanced meal plan. but everyone's body responds differently. Some individuals may notice only a small change in blood sugar after eating cantaloupe, while others may see a larger increase. This is why monitoring your blood glucose after meals can be extremely helpful. Another helpful strategy is pairing cantaloupe with foods that contain protein, fiber, or healthy fats. For example, combining cantaloupe with Greek yogurt, nuts, or cottage cheese may slow digestion and help stabilize blood sugar. So instead of eliminating fruit completely, the goal is to eat it strategically and in balanced portions. While many people with diabetes can enjoy cantaloupe in moderation, some individuals should be more cautious. For example, people who experience frequent blood sugar spikes after eating fruit may need to monitor their portions more carefully. Those with poorly controlled diabetes may also need to limit higher glycemic fruits until their blood sugar becomes more stable. Another important factor is timing. Eating cantaloupe on an empty stomach might cause blood sugar to rise faster than if it's eaten as part of a balanced meal. That's why many healthcare professionals recommend pairing fruit with protein or fiber to slow digestion. It's also helpful to check your blood sugar about 1 to 2 hours after eating, which can show how your body responds to certain foods. Remember, diabetes management isn't about eliminating every sweet food. It's about understanding how your body reacts and making informed choices. And for many people, cantaloupe can still be part of a healthy lifestyle. So, is cantaloupe good for diabetics? The answer is yes, but with mindful portions and balanced eating habits. Cantaloupe contains important nutrients like vitamin A, vitamin C, antioxidants, and hydration, which can support overall health. However, because it also contains natural sugars, it's important to monitor portion sizes and pay attention to how your body responds. Eating cantaloupe together with protein or fiber, choosing moderate portions, and checking blood sugar when needed can help keep levels stable. Remember, diabetes management isn't about completely avoiding fruit. It's about making smart choices that support long-term health. And with the right approach, cantaloupe can absolutely be part of a healthy diet. Before making major dietary changes, always consult with a healthcare professional who understands your individual health needs. Disclaimer: this video is intended for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Your experience may also help others who are learning how to manage diabetes more confidently. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.